Do you ever feel like you're just a cog in some giant machine? Like your real worth, your true value, is just being missed? You're not alone. In a world with so much change, so much upheaval, it's really easy to feel lost. But what if all this chaos isn't an ending? What if it's actually a brand new beginning? Well, we're about to dive into a really powerful perspective that says it is.
Wow. This quote, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It speaks directly to that feeling that for so long our value has been completely tied to our productivity, to our role in a system that doesn't always see us. It doesn't see our inner light. So let's unpack that idea.
So, to really get where we're going, we've got to first understand the world we're leaving behind. And our source material has a great name for it: the fading profit machine.
So what is this profit machine? Well, it's a system built on this really cold calculating logic. It basically sees people, you and I, as depreciating assets, things to be optimized and, eventually, discarded. According to our source, this constant, relentless chase for unsustainable profit ended up creating this huge spiritual void, even with all the incredible technology we have.
And you know, this whole system was propped up by a massive blind spot, what's called the policy void. Our institutions, our governments, they kept measuring success with these totally outdated yardsticks, like GDP. They were so focused on economic output that they completely missed the fact that actual human well-being was just plummeting.
So what does that do to us, to regular people? Well, it pushes us right into what the source calls the me trap. It's this state of, well, fearful competition, right? We're all just scrambling for the leftovers of a failing system, and it just isolates us. It keeps us from connecting and evolving together.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. What if all this collapse, all this chaos, isn't the disaster it looks like? Our source material offers this completely radical reinterpretation of what's happening. They call it a divine extraction.
Yeah, we hear the term mass layoffs or the great layoff all the time, right? And it just brings up feelings of fear, of instability, and for millions, this deep sense of personal failure. It's seen as a total crisis, the end of an era.
But our source material completely flips this idea on its head. It argues this isn't a layoff at all. It's a divine extraction, a totally necessary and ultimately positive uncoupling from a broken machine that just couldn't contain our spirit anymore.
This means the rise of AI and automation, maybe it isn't the enemy we think it is. From this perspective, these machines are actually liberating us from all those soul-numbing tasks. They're gifting us back our time, our energy, our lives, so we can finally discover what we're really meant to be doing.
Which, of course, raises a huge question, right? If we're being freed from this old, broken system, what are we being freed for? Well, the first part of the answer lies in this incredibly powerful Japanese concept for finding your purpose.
And that brings us to Ikigai. It's this amazing Japanese concept that basically means your reason for being. Now, for ages, most of us have been stuck in that fourth circle, what you can be paid for. But here's the cool part. As AI starts to handle more and more tasks, we are finally free to really explore the other, much richer circles. What you love, what you're genuinely good at, and what the world actually needs from you. Your true calling, it's right there in the middle.
But finding your own purpose, that's only half the story. The other, absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle for this new earth is community. And it's all captured in one powerful word: Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. It's an ancient African philosophy, and the core idea is just beautiful. I am because we are. It's like the perfect medicine for that isolating me trap we talked about earlier. It reminds us that our very existence, our humanity, is completely and totally intertwined with everyone else's.
And this is not just some feel-good idea. No way. This is a deep, ancient wisdom from Southern African cultures that's all about communal harmony and mutual respect. It's this fundamental understanding that the well-being of any one of us is inseparable from the well-being of all of us.
So you see what's happening here? When we take our individual purpose, our Ikigai, and we combine it with our connection to each other, Ubuntu, we get a brand new blueprint for a whole new way of being. And this table just lays it all out so perfectly. Look at this shift. In the old world, your identity was your job title, right? I'm a manager, I'm a coder. But in the new world, it's I am a unique piece of the universal puzzle. Success is no longer about hoarding profit and power. It's about the flow of the thread of love. In education, it stops being about training us to be useful tools and starts being about cultivating our own inner jewel within.
So if the old currency was money, what's the new one? The source calls it the thread of love. Think of it as the flow of empathy, of real compassion, of a shared mission that ties us all together. In this new world, real wealth isn't what you have in the bank. It's the strength of your connection to others.
Okay, so this is a really beautiful vision, right? But the big question is, how do we actually start living this way? That's what this last section is all about. It's your call to action, a way to start weaving your own inner jewel into this new tapestry.
But before we get to the steps, I just want you to let this one thought really sink in. This isn't just about a career change. This is about seeing your own fundamental cosmic worth. You are not a disposable asset. You are literally the universe waking up and seeing its own beauty.
All right, so here are your first steps. The source calls them your dragon trials, which is pretty cool. First up, reframe any job changes. Don't see them as a failure, see them as that divine extraction we talked about, a release. 2, map your ikigai. Really spend time on what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs. And number 3, embody Ubuntu. Actively reach out, connect with, and contribute to your community.
And that brings us right to our final thought. The source material leaves us with this powerful question, and so I'll leave it with you now. Knowing all this, knowing your true worth and your connection to everything, what unique gift, what special light will your jewel bring to the world?